All right, here we are. The week, March 24th, 2019. The day, Sunday for myself. And we're looking at the daily and the weekly candle close, and of course anything else that pops up while we're sitting here hanging out together and enjoying our time. Those on their Sundays, those that have already started their Mondays, welcome one, welcome all. Glad you could be here. Heart Scout, what's up? Snow, good morning. Snow, let's do this before it gets too late. You know what I'm saying? Let's G-bite. G-bite. This way we could talk about it, you know, before wait, that's the wrong one again. G-bite. BTC, yeah, there we go. All right. Oh, look at that. We have finally crossed over the second hurdle. We've been waiting for this one for a long time here. Okay, so we were on this historical support resistance line of 0094 for quite a long time. Many days. We did not breach the downside. We were looking for support down on our long-term ascending triangle. We didn't get it. That's okay. We went up instead, and that's fine. Next area of resistance that we were looking to flip was this line right here, hovering around the 0.01 zone, 0.102. I guess that's what we got right there. This is a historical level coming from previous structure highs. We have successfully flipped it. Looks like we will close this candle. I don't want to say that just yet. We have 4 minutes to go so that we can close this candle above. And then we have our next target in sights, would be the top of the ascending triangle pattern. We would eventually like to see some type of breakout play up over this pattern, close above previous structures over here, but most importantly you want to get up over this guy right here. That's ideal. Are we going to stay in this channel dictated by the red line, green line down below? Are we going to stay within this channel and just have another false breakout? We don't know just yet. We would like to find out ourselves as well. Volume is over average, which is nice. So today did pretty good. Center line activity, shooting all over the place here. Found support, found resistance, flipped it a few times, made a higher low. That's good. Working our way up right now, 59 and counting. Expect some resistance areas creeping up as we revisit some of these target zones. We do eventually want to cross the 70, and we would like to get a higher high on previous structure, which would be about 73. Overall would help at 75, maybe, to get us up out of this channel and actually close above it and maybe ride it for a little while. And then we can start setting our sights at some targets over in this ballpark area up here at 0.015. All right, so until then, hang tight, and let's take it one candle at a time here. But next area of resistance is this upper area, 0.011. Our new support leg is going to be 0.0102. That's and then we'll ping pong around here as long as it takes. We have to see if we're actually going to get out of the channel or if we're just going to stay in the channel, find resistance, and then maybe continue along that way. All right, but no further downside from what we're looking at. We are still very much trending upward all the way back from October of 2018. Okay, so this is an uptrend. It's very clear. It's taking very long to do anything, but we are in fact making higher lows and higher highs just on a very long period. All right, so there's your G-bite. Anyway, let's go back to business at hand for our Bitcoin daily, weekly. Weekly's closing out. It is Sunday, if you didn't know, and that's always an exciting time. You know what I mean? Get it, man. Got along. Should not be in. Nice. Let's do a boom wall banger. I like numbers. Nice. Got in Strat for a little bit, then Arn for about a good bit too. Back in Arn, NXX. Raven still moving. I have faith in Chingas. Yeah, I can't believe it. Just watching Raven here. This guy's trend lines. Am I right, Scout? Unbelievable. All right, what do we got here? What is the clock telling us? It is telling us 50 seconds. 50 seconds. We can close this guy down. We can see the last 24 hours of trading has netted us an overall loss from our high up top, somewhere around 39.81. Dropping off now. Definitely some selling coming in. We do have support that we're going to need to break. We got smaller levels. The hole's on our side, so we'll see how that plays out. As far as the minute chart, it was trending up for about the last hour, 2 hours or so, maybe even the last 3. Sort of went sideways, been sideways ever since. And 5 minutes just shows us a better look at what was going on here. So we got 5 seconds. Selling has definitely come in. 1 second. And that is it, my friends. The weekly has been shut down. Let's go see what the fresh paint has given us. All right, so on the weekly chart, let's get rid of the junk real quick here, and let's see what we going on. We opened the week 39.62. We hit a high of 40.67. We hit a low of 39.14, and we closed at 39.66 and 50 cents. That's $4.05. $4.50. That was our 0.011% weekly move here. Now, is it significant? It's significant in the regard that it is higher than the previous candle. If only by $4.50, it is still higher. Now, the upper range here, right, that 40.67, if we look left, follow the line, right, we'll see we've played around 40.67 for quite some time. We hit them over here, we hit them over here, here, and here, right? So all of those areas have all been, tested prior. Not able to push up over it is not surprising based off of the last few weeks of trading. Very little, okay? $52, $112, $64, $4.50. That's pretty terrible. Even if we were able to close at the 40.67 mark, still lower than our 41.90 from a few weeks back. So this is our near target, right? We still need to get up over that. I'd like to close above that. And this would send a message to the previous candles that, all right, we'll come back and retest you guys. But for now, we need further targets to the upside. Further targets to the upside, of course. Getting past this level over here should be fairly clear to most people. 42.41 is what we do want to get over. And then we got to get over this other guy right here, and that's this guy. So getting over 44.23. Some people have said it's psychological. I think we're past the psychological stage, and people just want to see some movement, right? They want to get out of the range that we've been in for quite some time. But you're going to need some things to do that, and volume is on the low side, so don't expect any favors there. RSI, again, on the weekly, yeah, we're trending up. That's great. We haven't quite gotten to the 50 mark. 50 line is going to be right where the cursor's at right now. So we do have a ways to go. We're also stagnant right here. We went sideways for a little while. So there's a lot that needs to happen in order for this to move in a direction that'll at least give us a more clear picture on what we're looking at. You get a candle like this right here, you get a $754 candle, that'll shake things up. Now, whether it's up or down, this will at least give you some type of indication of where we might be headed. After this big push up, we can see we've done nothing but gone down until we hit about this mark down here. Let's call that, for now, just visually, like a 786 and 886 pullback. Since then, nothing but riding back up. However, yet to close up above the wick. All right, so anyway, that's Bitcoin for now. Apparently, things have happened to my mouse. So we talked about not having any technical difficulties. That's it's not happening. Of course, we got to have some issues because that's the way the world works, and it's fine. We just roll with them. All right, no big deal. So as I do that, I will do this in the meantime. I like to just cycle back to these 1.515 to see if any sort of volatility came in. Doesn't look like it, so let's get out of here, save a little bit of that juice, and then let's pull this guy up here, and let's take a look at the 7-day moves. I'll just sort this real quick and see what we got going on. So, judging by the last 7 days of trading, and forgive me for a second, I'll take a look at chat in just 1 second. I just want to run through a few things real quick, and then I'll scope it out and see if there's any charts you guys want to take a peek on real quick. Now, IOST, USD, we looked at that the other day. That's that tether pairing. Not enough history for it to show anything past just a 5-minute trend. So it's not too much going on there. But we did see a loss, a major loss, 98. Now I'm going to have to refresh this. Let's swing back to the chart real quick. And I know somebody's already asking, I would imagine, that they want to know what's going on with this. So let's just take a look at it in the meantime while I'm fixing all this other stuff on the table, if you can hear it banging around. All right, it looks like I got the mouse back. Thank goodness. Okay, here we go. Breaked out a double range over here. We took a look at creeping up into this level. That's the 823. And holy crap, if you front run this one, you actually would have hit that. So that would have been great. Now we're going to have to probably deal with a slight pullback until we get into a zone here. Now that's that weekly candle right here, that weekly chart that we just passed, right? 23% on the week. So let's swing down to a daily and see what we're looking at least as far as yesterday's trading. That's this candle right here. Double top for the drop, right? So now you have to sort of expect that you're going to get a little bit of a pullback here. We can bring this up to our previous low, smack it down on our high, double top down, already hit the 382, but we'd imagine coming down at least to the 5, right? Previous structure highs and up to the 618 is not out of question here. Previous structure highs way back over here. A little bit of a retest would be fine. We've already jumped up, closed above, came back down and retested this range. And we've done the same thing, closed up above and retested the larger range. So I'm not looking for a big drop all the way down to the 886. I would be looking for something closer to the 5, the 618. A nice healthy pullback, nothing too crazy. But if I were to take this right now, I would be doing something like that. And let's get this out of here for now. So targets, though, from what we had earlier, right? We still got the 823 target on here. That has not been hit. And then the 1273. So these are targets that still remain. Not really going to change those. And then ultimately, we would like to get back to the 236 up top over here, 2717. So currently trading at 1540, getting back to the 236 from the overall. So I call that the global. That's kind of like the global from the chart high, right, to the local bottom. And that'll give us indication if you can swing it back to the 236. That's my target. That's what I'm looking for. So however long it takes to get there, then that's how long it takes. But jumping out of this range is the first sign that we're certainly on the right path. Let me pull this guy down here and just get an idea. Just ballpark real quick. We don't need it super exact. 190 days in range. Yeah. And we're broke out. That's good. This is great. This is great right here. Not hitting the 823 is okay on this initial run, right? You had a 9% and a 10%. You had basically a 20% move off of an uptrend that brought you from the bottom of your upper range. So this is great. I'm not really concerned about this at all. I think a pullback in this zone would be fine. Now, if you see the confluence where the 5 and the 618 zone is, it is the 423 target that we had earlier from the buy-in down here. So that being said, this is a good spot. I like that spot a lot. And again, I'll paint it on here. Not that I feel I need to, but this is what I'm looking for. Of course, we do want to test that first. But ultimately, maybe a little hesitation. Ultimately, I want to take this guy. And then when that's all said and done, I do want to get up to the 236. All right. Of course, a lot has to happen before this comes into play, so please don't you can hold me accountable for it, but don't hold me to the fire just yet. A lot has to happen for this to play out, but that is my current position in Cardano. All right, what I miss? All right, that might be too much. Might be too much to read up on. Let's see. Profits from Raven. I see Raven a lot. Okay, let's just pull up Raven then. All right, so Raven, BTC. Okay, so Raven BTC. We were looking at this last night, right? We pushed up. We made our good move, right? This was the previous pullback that we were looking. That was the buy-in area down here. We ended up pushing up. We had a slight pullback, nothing crazy, but we were basically ping-ponging between the 3618 and the 2618 buy-in profit target areas. We touched down 2618, which was very nice. Launch pad up to the 423. Right, I was expecting it to come back down to the 3618, only temporarily. Never did. Ended up pushing past higher, and currently today we're buying again, already up about 1 or 2%. Now, this zone right here, this green trend line, right, that was originally only designed for these first, however many candles. Let's just call it 8 candles, 10 candles. This was not supposed to be resistance in this area. It turns out that it was and has been the last 2 days of trading. So clearly it's done something, but this is not a situation where we wanted to see a flip on trend line, right? So this is a diagonal flip. This is where we flip from support, all right, to resistance. On a trend line, not on a horizontal, not the typical ones that you always hear me talking about. This is a diagonal flip, right? So trend line, basing up, used to be support, now it's resistance. I'm not really concerned about it, to be honest with you. I would imagine we're going to flip it fairly quick, and then we will go back to riding it for a little bit of time before possibly finding more resistance on this upper one, and maybe we ride the channel for a little bit. Now, that being said, Raven's been performing very well, but like all trends, it's not going to last forever. So have to keep that in the back of your head. Volume, though, like unbelievable volume, which is really nice. So take it for what it is right now, and while it's cruising, just ride the wave, right? If you're in trend, then ride the trend. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to see RSI real quick on this. We are starting to level off a little bit. Now, we are hitting the 82 zone. This is what we talk about all the time, the RSI swing failure. We do not want this any lower than this up here. 89 is what you need. So, I'm going to put it to you this way. RSI, you got to cross that line on this move. And here's your swing failure setup. Okay? So, if RSI, for the aggressive traders, RSI comes down, right? Failure to make a new high and crosses that 70 line, the aggressive traders are buying. Or selling, I should say. Selling. You can't short Raven, not that I know of. If you can, they would be shorting. So, in other words, they would be getting rid of their positions if they were playing RSI swing failures. The more conservative traders will hang on tight because we could just come down and do one of these and swing back up. That's totally likely. However, if it crosses this line, the low before the reversal back to cross over on the 70, that's this sign right here, exit the trade. All right, you would exit that trade or sell short. That is totally up to you, but that would be a proper swing failure if this RSI does cross 70 before it crosses up over 89, in which case you would simply just draw a line like so. Let's just say it started going down right now, like so, and then this would simply be your swing failure line. All right, RSI swing failure. You could do that on trends RSI. You could do it on all sorts of crazy things, but there's your little tip of the day. So still for Raven, again, very much like we just talked about for Cardano, you know, 826. This is 826, should be 823. That's very interesting. 82. Yeah, I guess I got a little dyslectic. You know what I'm talking about. A little bit right there. 8236. That's perfect. And that's the ultimate target for now. We do have a 12 target up top, but one target at a time. We've already, you know, hit this level over here very nicely, pushed up past it. So we do have room to go as far as the eye can see. There is no actual end, but do be careful. You know, you don't want to jump in, you don't want to FOMO in, you don't want to get yourself into a situation that you can't get out of. But right now, Raven does look good. I'm not overly concerned with it. All right, so let's see. What we got? Wall banger, gotta say, consistent and calm. No emotion, learned that early, have favorites, but overall, blah, blah, blah. It's all about discipline, hardest thing. Totally, yes, indeed. What did I miss? Lady Jane, what's up? Oh, KMD. KMD? All right, KMD. KMD BTC, let's check it out. That is not KMD BTC. That is just nothing. So here's KMD BTC. Here we go. All right, good old-fashioned Komodo. Creeped up, out of range. Very nice. Ended up pushing past this level here, and then we kind of got stuck on it. So this is a less than ideal breakout situation, as it sort of got stagnant in here a little bit. Now we do have this much larger historical trend. Let me show you that real quick on the bigger scale. Okay, so larger historical trend line coming down. Keep your eyes on that. That's the red one. All right, we're gonna talk about that in just 1 second, and we're gonna talk about this Aqua historical at 32,152. We're also gonna talk about the 18,759 one. All right, so back to the little zoomed in view over here. Now, here's what happened. We broke out of range, which you know I love, only if we do a retest, which we did over here. Not the best retest, but a retest nonetheless. So as we pushed up, you know, we came down, we closed above. This was our little fake out here, so we drew a little trend line just to get us in the ballpark of what was happening. Once we flipped that trend, we were expecting downward motion. That's what we got. That's what led us back down to our target area, let's say, of our retest, right? It ends up coming right here, previous structure highs. So we do that right there. Okay, that right there, and that was our hit. All right, so we're good. We can all see that. That's great. Now we needed to push up. We didn't quite get the spring that we wanted. This should have been, for the amount of time we were in that range, should have got a nice spring, like a nice bounce. We didn't get it. We can get rid of this now. All right, we didn't quite get it, which is a shame, but it's okay because we came back and we still found support on the 709. So overall, it's all right. It's not bad. But then we had a massive candle over here, which broke, like I said, we're going to talk about, the 32,152 and the 36,501 and that historical trend line, right here. So here's what happened. If you were making this trade, if you were in down here, right, you would have been looking for target areas of the first resistance and the second resistance with hesitation at the trend, right? Because this is too much happening in this zone right here. This whole zone, as big or small as it may be, there's too much happening right there, right? Two historical horizontal support resistance line and your long-term trend line coming down from global. It's just too much, right? So we were expecting something. This would have been a great trade had you got in over here at this ballpark and then had profit targets, maybe a portion at the first one and then a portion at the second one, and seeing what happened with the trend. So that's good, but now that trade's exhausted, and now these are exhausted, and we need to do something else. So now let's refine that high here, and let's take a look at our low down here. Let me also swap this out for something that is not as brutally in the way. Okay, and let's get rid of this over here. All right, so now Komodo, here's what we got. Came down from that large move, and now we got support at the 786. All right, touchdown just between 786 and the 886. So not a great level right here. Just sort of an arbitrary area to find support. However, it was support leg over here, well, on the downside. So I suppose it's okay. Pushed all the way up to the 5, failed. Came down, support 786. Ping pong back and forth, 618, 709 for a little while. Found 709, liked it. Came down, lost it, 786. Ping back and forth, 786, 709. Currently trying to test the 709. So today's candle, as young as it may be, is already trading fairly well, 2% up, and trying to make a push to the upside, right? We're trying to get this up over 709, get it up over 709, and then it's a long crawl back to the top, right? You want to be able to not only get back to the top, but at that point, you got to start getting more profit targets. So then we're going to be talking about 44.71. We're talking about pushing up past trend. When you do get up here and you want to come back, you want to retest the trend, for sure make it support, and start pushing back up through these other levels. All right. If we do, then we will be looking for major resistance on this other trend line. All right, this old historical uptrend line. We will be looking for some type of activity, hesitation, whatever the case may be. We'd be looking for something on top of our other targets that we're also going to be talking about. So let's take a look at what we got over here, KMD BNB. All right, we'll take a look. BNB. Do I use dominance charts? Seem better than fiat or crypto pairings. Jane, I think G-Byte, BTC, and Raven. Yes, Wallbanger, very nice. Let's see. What do you think of FET is finally ready for a move? There's like almost no data on FET. So there's not a whole lot to do. I mean, it's a chart with a couple candles. I mean, oh yeah, we did, right? That's here's my FET chart. Here, that's my buying. That's what I'm looking for. What did we say? So dominance charts, Steve, you got to elaborate a little bit. What do you mean by dominance charts? Seems better than fiat or crypto pairings? Like you're just talking about the dominant coin, like BTC? Is that what you're talking about? And I was just about to pull something up, and I already forgot. BNB, BTC. Let's take a look. All right, so the chart's a little messy, but it's fine, so don't worry about it. Okay, we obviously got some older trades in here we're okay with. BNB did ride out for a little while, but it did continue to make higher highs, higher lows. We're okay, minus this area right here, which retested this upper trend line. So no problems with that. Had a nice big move yesterday, 13% up. If you want to see where these levels came from, they came from here. All right, so major pullback. Here's a little secret. Here's a little secret for everybody. Doesn't always work, but when you're running into historical levels, right? Previous highs that you've never had before, you have to start getting creative with where this thing could go. And in order to do that, you get an idea of the history of the style of coin and how traders trade it. So coming in off of a major pullback was this right here. We had a nice strong move, right? Basically, you listed, you went sideways, you pushed up, you had a parabolic move, okay? From there, you dumped, you came in, you dumped, you came in, you dumped, you came in. You found a reversal point right here. This is your major pivot point, right? Massive pivot point, 1483 ballpark zone. From here, you actually had a nice, legitimate, not parabolic, move upwards. Smashed it up a few days, nice little pullback. Smashed it up a few days, nice little pullback. Smashed it up a few days, nice little pullback. Smashed it up, found a top. All right. From there, you had a very good pullback. All right. So this move, to me, was the most interesting move. It's the most technically appealing move. So I reverse fibbed on here from the 0 back to the 1, and that gave me my 1618, 2618, 3618, and 423 targets. So focus on these 3 pink lines here. This was already a target. As you can see, that 1618 was the high, previous all-time high, before we just broke it earlier. So the 1618 is already taken care of. The 3 pink lines are 2618, 3618, and 423 targets. Now look how well they were respected. Here we go. Pushed up from, this is your 1618 target right here. Had a great move up, came down a little bit, smashed up through the 2618, and where'd you find support? Right on the 2618 again. So very nice, very happy that that played out. We ended up pushing up a little bit more, a little bit, came back down. Now we're riding trend, and we're pushing back up again. So the next target area for me is 3618. I would expect some type of reaction here. We do have a long-term trend coming up top, right? And then the 423 would be my target after that. So confluence between the two, this area in between, I know it might be a little hard to see here, but that 823 right there, there we go. We'll put that over there for now. This 823 is coming off of these moves, these target areas that we already hit. So this was the original trade, right? And these were our original targets, right? The full one retraced back to the top. That's our first 1618. This is our 2618. This is our 3618. This was our 423. Right, and then from there, the next move is the 8-2. Again, 826. What? 823. Okay, there we go. Much better. All right, so so that is a target, and it's sort of smacked right in the middle between the 3618 and the 423. But this played out so well, right? That 2618 that I'm leaving the 3618 as a target. I'll play the 823 for a reaction. And ultimately, I will play that 423 up here for another target. Now, are we slowing down? Right, that's the big question. When is BNB going to stop? Well, if you take a look at the rounded sort of top right here, and then this next big move, it's very similar over here. You got a nice rounded sort of top right here, a little hesitation, kind of catches breath a little bit, and then bang, a nice big move up. So I wouldn't count this out yet. I certainly wouldn't say it's dead in the water. Volume has been fairly consistent all the way up. We did have a trend over here outside of yesterday's candle. We did have a pretty massive trend over here where we were coming down, down, and down. Right? People were getting a little tired of trading over here. But if you notice, the trading that was happening was range bound and basically sideways. A little bit up and then down, up and then down. But ultimately, it's almost a double bottom. So not much happened here. Very little interest in that. A lot of interest if you're going up. A lot of people just jumping in mid-trend, and that's fine. It's all liquidity, so it's all good. Overall, at the end of the day, coming back down from bottom of trend, volume has been consistently climbing until we reach this level here, and that's when we started having these little cut-ins, right? This big dive in here, a little bit of sideways. Nice, good push up. Then right here, another sideways dive in. This is the first indication that you have another good move coming. So I'm not overly concerned about BNB. I'm just going to let that thing do its thing. All right, so what do we got here? Zill. Zill? We can take a look at Zill. Hector, is it finally time? Zill. I don't know. I don't know. Is it? Let's see. Zilliqa. Zilliqa. What do we got here? Zilliqa pushed up. All right, good. Solid move here. Let's take a look at the bigger picture here. Yeah, so we're still within this giant range, but this smaller range is probably what I would be concerned with in the short term. Man, this is an old chart. Wow, this is really old. But it's cool. I'm going to keep it. I kind of like it. All right, so back to 236. All right, so, yep, came down. Good move. Little ping pong action. Found support right here. It's a good level. Overall bottom. Pushed up. Again, smashed his head. So that's a good level. 689 is a good level for the upside. Okay. All right. This is cool. I'm going to do this right here. This is going to play out. It looks like it's playing out right now. This is our support leg down from the drop. So this is kind of like, sort of like a center line on RSI. That's kind of like your middle marker. So breaking that like we just did is great. That's awesome. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to understand what I got going on here. I'm just looking. I don't know what we're doing here. Interesting. Interesting. Well, we're going to get rid of it. How's that? Yeah, we'll clean it up a little bit. Perfect. All right, so I guess maybe we were just measuring like the overall move. I don't know. Sometimes I leave stuff on the chart I really shouldn't, but it's just there, so it's fine. All right, so clearly the next level we're looking at here is up top, right? You had the bottom of range, top of range, ping pong in the middle, broke down, made a new low, came back up, tested previous structure lows, right? Failed, came back down, found support on a new level back over here, previous structure lows on the dip, pushed all the way back up top, almost made it to range, didn't quite get to the top here, found rejection, dumped, heavy dump, push back down, hesitation on our line, should have found support, never did, but it did break it, come back and retest it, so that was very nice of it. Came back down for another new level, which doesn't really coincide with anything that happened here, but it is previous structure lows over here as far as bodies are concerned, so that's good. Came back up, tried retesting this line, failed, didn't even get there, and now we do have our push. So now that the history's out of the way, what are we actually looking at here? 4, 1, 3, 4. I mean, it's not, you know, it hasn't got my attention yet. What are we looking at here? It's a 14% move. If anything, you got like an ABCD that's looking decent. But it probably already played out. Yeah, 1, 3. So, yeah, you already played out. It's actually right where it got stopped out. So, yeah, I mean, it's okay. We could do this. We could take bottom. We could take this move here. Let's change our template back. All right. So, we found support. See, overall, from the big smash, we found support like perfectly on the 618. With a test perfectly down to the 709. So 618, 709 gives us some sort of indication. Let's take a look at the first move, though. This guy right here. Let's actually do that. Okay, so bottom, top, move, drop down, 618. A little bit lower than 618, nothing too crazy. Next move was over here. So this bottom to this top, pushed all the way down here. Ended up finding support on the 886. So a very deep retrace on the second move up. So that's important. Almost came down 100% before making the next high. But this would have been our low pivot point right here. Didn't quite cross the top until a few days later. So now we got to start dealing with that. So now you do, I mean, technically you got to use this candle. That is your low. So coming in over here and this being your next new high. Considering the fact that 618 and the deeper ones have been tested, 3 bullish days in a row. I would imagine you're going to come back and retest something. So if we came down to the 618, I mean, that's not great. You'd like to test previous structure highs, which would be this area right here. This would be confluence with the 5. So if we did something like that, that would be an okay area to test. I would have no problem with that. Something like that. Now, that being said, let's do this. Pull up a trend. We're going to let this guy ride for now. And in fact, I'm going to put that over here. That makes more sense. We got a nice touch, 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 break, fail, come back. So we're cool. All right, so if this were the case, I might do this then. Since we do have deeper retraces on this coin from what we could tell, this move up, this move down, this move down. All right, previous structure highs. Here's our low, here's our high. Here's the initial pullback. This is not great. Could say previous structure lows right here, but not really. So I don't like this level that it pulled back to. It seems arbitrary to say the least. So this move up here and the pullback over here, this would make the most sense. Previous structure high retest. 618 is a good spot, so I'll do this. And I would say that this is that's my little buy box. There it is. All right, that's what I got for ZIL. As far as targets are concerned, I'd probably take this first pullback right here and do something similar to this, where we would drop that back down. We have our 1618 target. So if we did jump in here, first target area 2618 is just over the previous high. So I'd probably let that one ride, and I would start looking for the 3618 up top. And next would be 423. Now 423 does look like it has confluence with something. I see a red line here. Okay, that's our swing low pivot point level from way, way, way back when. So I would be okay with doing this right now. Clearly, we want to get back up here. That's the ultimate target if we are going to continue in this trend. And if that's the case, it could take a fairly significant amount of time in order to get there. But let's just do this for now. Say 3618 would be here. Ballpark, front run it a little bit. And do something like this for the 423 up here. And again, front run it a little bit. 2618 I think is just too close. Like, you're really just getting back to the 0 line, so it's kind of like whatever. You can pull profits there if you want, but that's whatever. That's if it does this. I mean, if it does, that's great. If it doesn't, then we reassess the situation and come back to it later. But that's what I got for ZIL. Is that ZIL? Yeah, that's ZIL. All right, very good. Let's see. Dominance is a coin's total market. Okay, so yeah, you're talking like a BTC pairing, negates macro market fluctuations. Useful if you don't trade frequently in and out of fiat. Marcos, evening. Steven, thank you for the for clarifying that for me. I do appreciate it. Marcos, evening snow, thank you. Joseph McClure, hiya, buddy. Wallbanger, ARN, sure, we'll take a look. I'm checking ONT, USDT in the descending triangle, maybe. What do you mean, maybe? What? What do you mean, maybe? What? No. No, no, no. You know what it looks like. Is it? Is it not? Let's find out. Well, let's take a look at ARN first. What is going on here? Can I have my cursor back? Thank you very much. ARN. ARN. Yeah, I'm not... Listen, you may think I'm crazy, but that's my box. I got to remember why I put it there, but... let's see. ARN. Why would I put a box in range? Wallbanger, help me out here. This is the one that retraces too much, right? Yeah, we looked at this one. Okay. I think that's my deal. Going off, so previous, like, this is probably what I did. I wish I could remember, but my brain don't work like that. So if we did that and we came back, look, the perfect retest right here, 886. Probably got the same thing on other historical ones. So I'm probably feeling pretty good about 786, 886. Even though we would be coming back all the way back into range, it still would not surprise me. So this, nothing has changed here as far as I could tell. RSI is still working its way down. We are still making pretty significant moves over here, but this was a breakdown, breakout, break fail, whatever you want to call it, from trend. So you could do the same thing on RSI as you could do with price. It's very simple. You just throw a trend line on there. If it breaks to the opposite side, then you sell or short. So yeah, I'm cool with this. I know you might think I'm crazy, but that's my box. Nothing's changed. I'm okay with ARN being a big dump for a little while. No big deal. ONT USDT pattern. ONT USDT, and we're looking for patterns. Well, what are you looking at here? First off, what time frame are you on? So that we could clarify that. We got a nice ABCD though. So we got bang, 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 6, 4, 1, 4. Oh, did we hit it? We did. Look at that. All right, perfect. All right, so that's enough of me messing around. Did you get back to me? Let's see what he got here. Joseph Daly, the body's form a nice bull flag. All right, let's see. Bull pennant, my friend. Bull pennant. I think we talked about this one other time here. But yeah, a pennant is a pennant is this. A flag is this. Okay? So two very different patterns. They both mean the same thing. It's just technically speaking, that would be a bull pennant, and this would be a bull flag. All right, so no big deal, but that's what we got going on here. So if we were painting, let's say, our said pattern here, we would be doing something like that. We would be coming down something like this. Bring this up a little bit like so. So we can capture this nice move over here. Bring this back down. Now, it's not the prettiest. I'll tell you that much. Nah, it's really, I mean, if you want to be super loose about it, yeah. But you really want trading like all the way down. Like you want trading to sort of occupy the space. This would be more like that. If you really encapsulated the bottom targets, that's okay. You want to be able to use that upper target. But nonetheless, I mean, it does tell the story. All right, so bull, pennant, sure, I'll take it. That's fine. That's fine. I'll take it, but I'm not going to leave it. Sorry. But I will look at this right here, and this is previous structure highs. And that is where we're finding support right now. So that's what I would be looking at for this particular situation, is a nice run up, a nice pullback right here from the 0-1 down. That's a 618 drop. That's 61% lost from the overall move, starting down at here, that first area of indication after the breakout of our falling wedge, right? So falling wedge, breakout play, pushed up, very nice. Came down just a little bit, had a really good run up. Everybody liked that. This was our little buy target down here, so we can put that over something like that. All right, so that's our little buy area. We got a little scared over here, no big deal. Just a little false breakout. Pushed right back up, came down, didn't quite hit that upper level before dipping back down again. So again, this is a second area where you could have bought back in if you were confident in the trade. Pushed all the way back up. Here we go. We cleared that first mark. And now our targets are still set over at 1.49. So this is okay. Right now we got another big push up. Looking for this pullback, come back and hit that 149 level. So this pullback was similar to the one that we're expecting on, was that Komodo or Zill, whichever one we just looked at, coming back and retesting those previous structure highs. Now we could do this and try to figure out where this pullback is lined up to. So this would be a 382. Do you see how the 382 from down here bottom to this top is a perfect 382 that's sitting right on previous structure high, which is also that 0 line mark. All right. Now, if we are able to hold the 382, then we're good. Expect a reaction, a good bounce, and then push up to at least a 149 area. If not, then coming back down to the 5 is okay. It's sort of like a previous structure high area right here. 618 would be a little bit more natural. This gets us to the bottom of that zone and the upper area of the previous move up before pulling back down. So you don't want to get all the way down here. You don't want to be creeping into the 709 below the 618 area, because now you're really kind of forming like a lower low over here. So that'd be less than ideal. However, a pullback to the 382 is pretty shallow, but it is confluence with previous structure, so that's okay in my book. If we do go further, the 5 is okay as well. Previous structure highs, a little clumping area over here before shooting back up. So this is okay. I'm all right with this. ONT USDT. Yep, that's fine. I'm going to get rid of this though so I don't confuse myself next time I look at that chart. All right, keep it a little bit cleaner. All right, so let's head back to chat over here. NAS, right? Am I reading that right? NAS and Steam. So let's take a look at NAS. Don't mind me. Okay, don't mind any. Whoa, yeah. All right, there's just things are happening. All right, so Nebulous on the chart again, breaking out of range. Look what it did here. Now, that's what I talked about. Break out of range and tried to come back and retest range. Yes. However, if you have horizontal historical support resistance lines that are important, let's say, right? So this is a nice pivotal point. This is where it found a bottom, right? After a big push down, reversed course. So this to me is important. It's also an area that was rejected prior. So flipping that instead of coming all the way back down to range is okay. It's fine. I'm not going to get upset about it. So it's all right. So a nice push up. We actually tested it right away real quick, right? Which was great. You like to do that in the first couple candles. That's fine. Still pushed up again a little bit more, right? And then dumped again. But double test is okay in my book. So that's a double bottom right here in this ballpark area. Push back up again. Couldn't do much. Almost hit this long-term trend line. And now we got a breakout play on trend, right? So this is not a trend yet until this day right here. This is just two anchors that created a line. Now we actually have a trend, and that's good because we're going to need it. So pushing back up from here, let's take a look at that move. 20%, that's nice. 20% with this move, and now a breakout play. So without doing anything at all, this is my move down here. All right, that's just breakout, right? That's just playing a breakout trend play. That's no fibs, nothing. That's just that. If we were to throw the fibs on, let's see what we're looking at here. We got this good move over here. We got this area came down sideways, and then we got our push. So this zone is probably the most significant. Something along those lines. We can see right now we currently have the 236 in our targets, right? That's what we're kind of playing on right now. The larger move ended up coming down 618, but not a very good 618. Kind of just all over it. So that's ugly. Historical reacted much better. 5 got a little bit of love, but again, this is choppy and gross. Now, what I do like is 382 actually showing us that maybe this is the right fib. 382 is getting some love. The 5 did get a little love over here, but overall, this is just a wildly. This just abuses everything in trading. It's really gross. Sorry, but it's just ugly. These are really ugly candles. All of these crazy wicks are just little too choppy, but that's fine. Well, it's here, and we'll take a look at it. So let me get a trend over here. See what we got looking over here. What makes sense? What makes sense? This makes sense. That's fine. Yeah. Nah, maybe not so much. Nope. More like, yeah. Not a very good upper trend line. All right, so here's what we got. This is okay. I'd be expecting it to come down, retest this trend line, and then at least come back, preferably back to the 0 line. We'd like to make a higher high over here, and then eventually up to that 32.29. So if it does play out, let's see. Just getting back to the 1 is 12%. I mean, I'm not crying about that. 40% up, right, to get back to that level. Historical. Previous structure highs. All right, that's good. I'd be cool with that. Now look at the 5 zone. If we did pull back, I mean, I guess we already did. All right, so yeah, play the breakout trend. That's probably the best setup right now. What's RSI doing? Oof. Oh god. This is terrible. All right, so as far as the RSI is concerned, like we talked about earlier with the swing failure plays, so you'd be looking at this, and you'd be looking at that. And essentially what happens is if RSI can't make its way up past 81 before it crosses back down into 70, that's indication to sell or exhaustion of trend or go short or just get the hell out of the trade. Whatever you want to do and whatever you want to call it is fine. This is a good indication that it didn't find this line and reject it. It's actually crossed over it. So that's one good indication. It is rounding out, but there's plenty of times it could round out and then shoot back up again. So I wouldn't count this one out yet, but there's some work needs to be done. I would like to see that retest. Come down for a retest and then push back up. All right, so that's nice. What somebody said, Steam? Steam's on the move? Somebody said one of these was on the move a few days ago, and it didn't move much. We're gonna have to discuss what on the move is. All right, so are we on the move? According to Wallbanger, we're on the move here, Wallbanger. So show me the move, buddy. 2%. Wallbanger? Are you on a 1-minute chart? Come on, don't you hide from me. Don't you hide from me. All right, so in any event, while I pick on Wallbanger because he's a regular, so that can happen. We did something over here. God, someone's gonna have to remind me why. This was our buy-in. I would imagine probably from this level down here. Probably saw this move over here, grab the pullback, and push up. I guess that makes the most sense. From here, we had our next move up here. Now, look at this. Look at this retrace. 886. I mean, that is crazy. Not only that, it smashed through previous structure highs. I mean, just really bad. But so previous structure high, let me show you this. Previous structure high wick, previous structure high body, and look where it found support, previous structure high body. Right? It couldn't care less about the wick. Not on this coin. Couldn't care less about the wick. Smashed right through it. Came up and retested it, but it also, that's confluence with the 618. But for sure, it liked the body. So that's your swing high over here, this candle right here. That's your push down. That is what creates the pivotal point or the reversal point. So, you know, for me, it's previous structure high. It's a swing high candle. It's good. It's a good candle. But man, this thing just pushed all the way back down. 8860 is good. We did find reversal. That's cool. Volume is not exactly on our side. It's not doing much of anything here, which is nice. You got very little volume on the way down, so not a whole lot of people jumping in on the sell wagon. You do have a bit of a volume increase, at least according to the last week or so. So that's nice. A little indication that maybe you got something going on here and get a little rally going. First stop shop, right? You want to make it back to zero. That's fine. This is I guess this is our original buy down here. So this is still our target, right? Nothing's changed. 1513, that's what we're looking for. So 32% play, 32% move. We'll take that all day long. 1671 would be the next one for continuation. Now that we've hit this level here, then even having this level as our target, it's so close to previous structure high that you might want to forego this target and just push right to 1671. Or if you got your full capital mode on, maybe just maybe rip away 10% profits, here, and let a little bit more run over here. You do have to sort of, you got to eye that up with RSI or whatever you use, just eye it up, and you got to make that decision yourself. I can't make it for you, but that is, I'll tell you, that's what I would do, right? So, or that's, I guess, what I may do. I would assume I'm in this trade. So, yeah, that's what I got. 886 retracement, previous structure high on the swing high candle, drop down, starting to make a nice rounded bottom up. So that's okay in my book. Still in the play, looking for 1513. Might skip it, might bypass it and go for 1671. That's what I got for Steam. Where is Wallbanger? Wallbanger, are you on the minute chart, buddy? You can tell me. We're friends here. It's fine. I'm just seeing volume go up on ARN. I say maybe because it spiked up huge and then ran back down hard. Not sure if that changes the pattern. Daily, the bodies form a nice little flag. Thanks. Yeah, I was looking for just the bodies and the green. Yeah, okay. Bull Pennant NXS. Thanks. Neat how people view the same chart different. Lady James laughing. Everybody question mark. It's usually me. Snuff. Crypto Dad Life, what's up? Poly's moving. Power BTC broke out of its triangle that it was in since mid-January. All right, so let's take a look at Poly and then Power. So Poly, and then Power. All right, so who said Poly? Poly, Crypto Dad, Poly's moving. See Wallbanger. This is a move, man. That's a move. 12%. Candles only not even an hour old, up 12%. That's fantastic. Yesterday's candle, 29%. Poly is most certainly moving. This is great. Okay, so we had our channel. All right, not a beautiful channel, but you can see the parallel green line channel. That's what we had. That's good. Overall, we have this high down here. Oh, we killed this one, guys. We killed it. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This was our buy-in down here. So if you did buy, I'll just find the middle somewhere. Currently sitting around 48% profit. You should have already pulled out something by now. We should have seen resistance right here on that red box, we saw nothing, so that's surprising, but hey, it's crypto and anything can happen. Anyway, we didn't set targets past, what didn't we set targets to? Are we going for this? Yikes. Man, that's a hell of a move. I guess this is our target. So, wherever it ended up breaking, right, that would be the first area or first indication. These red lines are significant zones, 3272 and 3500. We can see that 3272 did play out. There was hesitation there. Selling came back down, started back up again on that 32 zone, pushed back up top. We could see this push down, find a little love back on 3500 before continuing upward. Overall, this is great though. This is a real nice move. That 3500 is this area right here. Swing top on the wick before creating the dump, right? This one candle is kind of responsible for that move, right? Give or take. You know, you don't want to blame everything on that guy, but you know, someone's got to take the fall, and well, today it's the swing high, so that's whose fault it is. But yeah, this is great. So good eyes on this. When we do see the pullback, because eventually we will, I would imagine that it's going to be fairly significant. So hold on to your hats. Make sure you definitely claim your profits while you have them. And if this thing does do anything ridiculous, let's at least get a head start on it. Let's just say it's done right now. Yeah, this is okay. If it is done, now I'm not saying it is, but if it is, I'm right back here. All right, I know it sounds crazy, but I do want to go back to this box. On top of that, previous structure high, and it would also be a fairly good retest of the channel that we were in and the upside channel. All right, so maybe we'll see. This candle is way too young to chart off of it, so I don't even like putting this here. I'm gonna get rid of it. Get rid of it. But I am looking at this area to come back to and retest if need be. Now, if this thing swings all the way up and breaks another significant level and retest that, then fine. We don't need to come back over here. But until we do that, until we find another very nice area of support resistance, then that would be on my mind as an area we might come back to and test. Power BTC. What are we looking at here? We shortly did break out of a very large pattern. It's a symmetrical triangle, but it's not the greatest symmetrical triangle. You can see the upward slope is, trivial at best. The downward slope is really nice, but it's not a descending triangle because you don't have flat bottom, right? You do actually have a bit of a trend going up here. So, that being said, this is not drawn correctly. Not sure what that's all about. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Jeez. Alright. I don't know. Sometimes I get crazy lag, so something could have just bounced around. Didn't notice it. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, but it is what it is. Here we go. Here now it's a symmetrical triangle, and that's much better. We do have this green channel in here with a big, huge breakout, and came all the way back down, right back into the channel, and then smashed up, down a few times. Not really getting much done here. Right now we're showing a swing failure but this candle is being painted as we speak, so we really can't count that. But what we do have is this that you just talked about, which is perfect. So big push up, retest, push back. So if you buy the retest, you're in good shape right now, looking for your first area of resistance on the much larger trend, which is this guy over here. So playing this falling wedge area, right, inside all of that, you're just still within this larger pattern. Okay, so just another big giant pattern inside a pattern inside a pattern, but nonetheless, this is good. Oh, I guess we did. We played it down here. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's good. Nice. All right, so this zone right here, you got to see this on like the 4 hour. There you go. This is all right. So everybody who's interested, focus on this play right here. You're in either a pattern, right, or you're in range. This happens to be a symmetrical triangle, so this is a beautiful pattern. You came up, you tested the pattern. Well, right here you tested, you failed, and trading continued down below. You pushed up over here, you tried again, you failed. Trading consistently went down. That's fine. Now you have a big push up, you have a close, and then you have bang, 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 right? Nice 3-step pattern down to find support on the top of your pattern. That's the area you buy, and then bang, this is all yours. All right, so very good. Sometimes you got to go on the lower time frames to see it clearly. On this one we did, because it all happened within the same 24-hour candle, and that's what the wick is. The wick is that move down, right? And then we pushed up on the next candle the next day and broke this. So we do have to break this for it to be legit. So we're not out of the woods yet, but because we already attempted it and now we have a structure high, we do have to come back and we do have to push past that. If we don't push past that, consider it a false breakout, and it should be coming all the way back down. At which case, it's either going to come back down through the pattern and find support on this channel, or, you know, say your prayers. It could come all the way back down to the falling wedge. All right, so not out of the woods yet, but this is a clear indication of a play that could have been made. You would be doing this for hesitation, 1382, but in reality, you're trying to get up, so you'd be like in this ballpark right here. Maybe front run a little bit, about 20%. That's not bad. That's great. Looks like we took a trade down here, so I don't know. I guess if you're able to push it up, you're looking like 45%. All right. So overall, still not bad. This is another target area you're gonna need to get over eventually. Previous structure high. So this is an indication of an area we need to get over. And you can see at this point right now, from where the candles are, it's above our downward sloping line. So not only do you have to break it, you got to come back, retest it, at which case that should give you a higher high than this level right here. All right. So overall, good. Power's good. All right. Let's see what we got. Let's do one more chart, and then we'll call that a night. I got to swing over to, here we go. Calise? Anyone here? Hello? Ah, gee, I'm not logged in. Alright, so for Kali, I think that's her name, on Twitch, I am here. I just don't swing over to that chat all too often. Most of the chat is in YouTube Live. Let's see, I like move at the beginning if it went above 200 MA on the first. Check my post on that 6 hours ago when it retests that level. Hector, good job, man. Very good. Very good. All right, so somebody throw out a chart. We'll take a look at it, and that'll be the last one of tonight. And whichever one it is, we will take a look. If not, then I'll pull one up. And we'll see what happens over there. You know what I mean? No big deal. Don't be afraid. Kali Slip? I think that's your name. Hard to tell. I don't know. I'm trying to find you. Oh, everything's not working. Nothing's working. Of course. Why would it? Ay. Oh, man. Yeah. It just don't work. Alright. Go back over here. ICX. What? ICX. Alright, let's take a look. ICX BTC. Sounds good. ICX BTC. Good old fashioned icon. All right, so icon's doing a thing. All right, so this area in the larger green box, because of that big drop, right? We expect to get all that back. We did right here. So if that was your target, then congratulations, you hit it. Good job. Now, on the more current news, since these are the last week's candles, with our bottom, our new trend line that we painted, we did find support. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago, we topped down. We found good support right here. Let's see, if this was our buy-in right here, we would have been out at the 1618 or the 2618. 2618 is right here, and it does also look like, yeah, historical support resistance. So that's the bigger target. You would have ripped out a sniff right here at 618, which would have been good. Did not hit 2618. Trade's not over yet, but this is a pretty healthy pullback. What do we got here? So let's take a look at that. From here up, right, pull back to the 618, pushed the 709 and attempted the 786. Just actually missed the 786. So really not bad. Now if we call this a pullback, I guess we could. Ugh, I don't know. That might be, I guess. All right. That's probably more technical. That's probably more technical coming down here because you had to push up and then your pullback, right? So that being said, let's see what we got. Pullback to 709. Push through the 786. Oh, man, it almost hit the 886. This is an aggressive pullback. Very deep. So deep pullback, but it happens, and that's fine. So from here down, right, that was your pullback off of this much larger move. So this 13% candle and this 16% candle. So that's basically your 30% right there. That's your big pullback. Found support. Didn't quite hit 886. Support on 786 was just a flash crash down through. 709, you found support, flipped it properly. Pushed up past the 618. 618 came back down, retest 709, found support, pushed all the way up to the 382, which was nice, dropped back down, and now we're retesting 618. So I would imagine that this little ping pong action will continue. We'd push all the way back up to the 0 line. I would still like to hit the target of the 2618, and from there, take a look at the 36 and the 423. Ultimately, getting back 1464 would be nice, right? Or at least in there of somewhere in this ballpark. Yeah, that would be good. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. But overall, this isn't too upsetting. I know it's a massive dump down from these levels, but that being said, it is finding support and it is sort of pushing its way back up. You know, it worked its way down. That's all right. Now it's working its way back up. Volume was on our side yesterday. Today, not so much. Day is young with 22 hours and 47 minutes left in trading. So we shall see. Now look at that support over here. So that's pretty good. Let's drop a 50 line on here. All right. Okay, so 50 line worked perfectly right here. Smashed all the way down. That's nice. So let's take a look at that in retrospect. So the 50 line marked our trend line. Very good. So that's great. Working up a little bit. You can see RSI is working up just a little bit and then pushing back down. That's this current candle right here on the downward motion. So nice. It's not bad overall. We got a ways to go before 70 when we do. This is far too much trading for this to be a swing failure, so we don't care about that. This is just a new entry in cross 70 when we do get there, which I don't see any reason why we won't. This is looking good right here. Again, trend is trend no matter what the indicator. So that's good. Everything's good here. This is fine. This is fine. This is actually decent right here as well. Right? So that's okay. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Not bad. Not bad. May take a little bit longer than, you know, you would like, but it's trading, right? It is what it is. Set your targets, walk away. You don't have to watch every candle. Just have to set your stops appropriately, put your profit targets in, and then you know, you ride the wave. Overall, this has done us very well, considering the fact that we took the trade breakout off of range right here. So good. This is a nice, good, proper retest. Just like that, but that was a failure. This one played out very nicely. So good stuff. Good stuff. So let me say my goodbyes over here. I see X says, that was me, Lady Jane. Oh, Lady Jane, that was you on Twitch? All right. Awesome. Well, now I feel like I don't have to find out who that is. Yeah, so the thing with Twitch is, it's believe it or not, it's my preferred platform, but majority of the people come to YouTube Live, so I leave that window on a different computer so that I could scroll back and forth and try to read chat. If and when Twitch does become, you know, more populated, then I'll have both those chat windows open, so I'll be able to respond to whoever is in either one of those chats, which would be nice. But again, just current setup, I can't do that right now. When things are better and when it's all replaced and all of that stuff, I will just have it right in front of me. But that I cannot do at the present moment. Oh, Game of Thrones. All right. Nice. Crypto Dad with the rock on. Marcos H with the you know, the hand prayer thingamabob. Anyway, now I'm just rambling. So that's a wrap. I do appreciate you guys coming out. I always do. I love the Sunday weekly candle close. Running through some charts, looking at some setups, looking at some patterns. Always a good time. I have no idea what the upcoming week is going to be like, but if I am around for the daily candle close, you know where to find me. I'm in the same place, same day, as long as I'm available. If I'm not available, then I will not be streaming, clearly. But if I am, I will be doing the daily candle close, so you can catch me then. If not, you always find me on Twitter or whatever. All right, so until then, I do appreciate you guys coming out. I want to see you guys on the exchanges, and happy trading.